I have a brand new tutorial for you. I'm part of the Demo Design Dream Team, and for the month of July, the tutorial includes 16 projects. And with those 16 projects, they're 3D. And I love 3D projects, so this is right up my alley. So when you place a $35 minimum order this month during July, you will receive this tutorial in your inbox, okay? And I will send that to you. Now, when you make that minimum $35 purchase, you're going to also earn 1 B. And when you have earned 10 Bs, you can redeem this card for $35 in free product. And I always send you an email at the end of the month to let you know if your card is full. And it doesn't expire, so you can just use this gift whenever you would like, okay? Now, also during July, Stampin' Up! Has a great promotion, and I don't have a flyer on that, but it's called Bonus Days. And that means when you place a minimum $50 purchase with me or in my online store, you'll earn a $5 coupon. And you can redeem that $5 coupon next month, okay? So for every $50 you spend, you earn a $5 coupon, okay? And then in August, you'll give me your coupon code and we'll take $5 off your order, all right? So lots of good reasons to order during the month of July. All right, Kathy. Kathy wants the cards. Awesome. Very good. I'll make sure that you get a set, Kathy, okay? All right. Well, I'm going to move this out of the way and I'm going to show you tonight's projects, all right? All right, and if anyone is new this evening, my name is Tammy Shia, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I've been a demonstrator for 12 years. And so, and I think, I guess one of the best things about being demonstrators, well, there are lots of best things, but we get a new catalog and then the excitement starts all over with new product. And so that's kind of where we are tonight. You know, we've got a new catalog. It's been out for about a month and there's just lots of good stuff in it. All right, so I'm happy to have everyone. If you are brand new, just like Rita's joining us tonight from Richmond, Virginia, please let me know where you're from. Please say hello. Let me know where you are from. We are going to have a drawing tonight, and the lucky winner gets to take home this mini pizza box and the note cards that are inside. But you do need to comment, okay? Let me say hello to a few friends. Hi, Trudy. Nice to have you tonight. And Rita's here. Hello, Gail. Laura, we can actually add the paper pumpkin cards to your Hostess Club order, or next time I'm placing an order, I can order a set for you, okay? It really is a good deal. So great question about the paper pumpkin. All right. Oh, thank you, Linda. I'm so glad you like the box. I will zoom in for sure, so you'll get a really good look at it. Okay. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to show you this suite, okay? I always like to start with that. And if you have your annual catalog with you tonight, it's on page 108, 109, and 110, all right? And the colors in this suite, these gorgeous, gorgeous greens. Oh my gosh, I just love them. Okay. Gail, I like your comment. Hello, my name is Gail and I have a Stampin' Up! Addiction. I love it. That's what I should say every week, right? Okay, so let's start with the stamp set and the dies. This is Forever Fern. And you can bundle this with the dies and you can save 10%, okay? But if you look at the details in these leaves, it's just unbelievable. It's just so, so beautiful. So that's Forever Fern. And I like to move this out of the way. These are the dies. And so you get 14 dies with this stamp set. Those dies will cut out all of your greenery, okay? And then you get some extra greenery pieces that you don't even have to stamp, okay? And if you're like me, I'm a visual learner, and looking at this, it doesn't really tell me a whole lot about what the dies can do. So I want to show you this card right here that I've created so that you can get a good look at what the stamp set and the dies can do together, okay? So we've got this greenery image, and we get one that goes towards the right and one that goes towards the left. And then we have these greenery images that you can stamp and cut out with the dies. Aren't they beautiful? It's like this variation in the texture of the leaves. They are not solid images. Now also with the dies, you get all these extra greenery pieces. There isn't a coordinating stamp image that goes with these, but these are just extra greenery pieces that you can use, okay? Now this Friday over on my blog, and this is my blog address by the way, it's www.becreativestamping.com. And when you go there, this Friday, you're going to be able to download this file, okay? So these are great reference tools. Maybe not for right now, but a year or two down the road, you may not remember what these images even look like. So it's nice to have this as a reference tool. Okay, now let me show you the paper. This is also a reference tool, and it will be on my blog this Friday as well. You'll be able to find both files. So you can see here all the different designer papers here. So on one side, you're going to get green leafy images, and on the other side, you're going to get some geometric patterns, okay? Isn't it beautiful? I mean, the paper is drop dead gorgeous. It really is. And here at the bottom, it tells you which colors coordinate with this. Now, this reference tool is great for your package of paper. So store this with your paper. And a year or two or 5 years down the road, you might pull this out and say, oh, this is my retired paper. I wonder what goes with it. You're going to have those cardstock colors to remind you, okay? So we've got Garden Green, Just Jade, Pear Pizzazz, Pretty Peacock, Shaded Spruce, Soft Seafoam, and White, all right? So those are the papers, and you're going to get to see those tonight as we create the cards, okay? And one other thing I want to show you with the designer paper is the designer paper and the dies coordinate. So this is one sheet of designer paper. This is the back of it. Here is the opposite side of it. And you can use the die and cut out this piece of greenery. So check that out. You can use the die to cut out the designer paper. I love that. Here's another one. Here is another piece of the designer paper. And if you flip it over, this is the opposite side. And you can cut out this piece of greenery. Isn't that awesome that you can do that with the dies? I think it's great. I think it's very clever, and I love when Stampin' Up! Does that. I have one more. Here's another piece of Greenery designer paper. Isn't that beautiful? And if you flip it over, you've got these lines, and you can use the die to cut this one out, okay? So that's 3 pieces of designer paper that you can cut out with the coordinating dies. All right, so I wanted you to be aware of that. I'm gonna clip these back together so that I don't lose the pieces. There's a few more coordinating pieces. There's also this, there are 2 embossing folders in this package, and it's called Greenery Embossing Folders. And this is what one of the images look like. And this folder has a different image. So I'm going to show you. Here's one of the images. And I could have embossed this entire sheet of Whisper White, but I didn't. But this is what that embossing folder looks like. See the detail? And this is not a 3D embossing folder. And then look at this detail. Isn't it beautiful? So pretty. And so these are the skinny embossing folders, and they're going to be fitting in our small Stamp and Cut emboss machine, okay? So they're gonna come out later in the year, and you'll be able to use the small cutting machine for these 2 dies here. Hello, Pam, welcome. Good to have you tonight. All right, let's see what else is in this suite. There's also ribbon, and it's a combo pack, and I'm out of the other ribbon. It's a beautiful, like a natural color weave. It's really, really pretty. And then with that combo pack, you get this gold twine, okay? So those 2 come together, and you can actually see them right here in the book. And you can get a pretty close-up look at that weave, okay? So that comes with it. And then you get these gold rings. And I bet you're already thinking, I'll never use those, right? Or I don't want those, right? Well, I'm going to show you how fun and easy that they are to use tonight, okay? They're really awesome. How many do we get? That I am not sure. I'm going to say a dozen, but I am not sure of the number. Okay, now one other item, and that is the gold foil paper here, all right? And it is already die cut, and you just pop out these dies, okay? Look at this big fern leaf. Isn't that awesome? And then this is a wreath, and then you have a leaf there that you can pop out. So these are awesome for embellishing cards. And if you look at the samples in the book, and I think there are some, yeah. So right here, there's a sample of the gold foil that's being used. And also you're going to notice it throughout some of these other cards. Here it is. This is the one I was thinking of. There's the gold foil right there on that card. Thanks, Nancy. There are 10 rings in a package. Okay, so with this foil, okay, you get 6 sheets. I'm going to turn to page 148 so that I tell you correctly what's in this package. Let's see, it's not 148, it is 152. So you will receive in your package 3 of these sheets, okay? 3 just like this, and we're going to use one of them tonight. Then you're going to also get another big sheet, and I've already separated these, okay? But I'm going to show them to you. Here is one of the patterns. Here's another pattern and another pattern, okay? Now, these come on a big sheet, just like the other one, okay? And I want to say it's like a 10 by 10 sheet, okay? Then we have this one. These are all connected when they come, okay? So those are the designs, and you get 3 of these in the package. So it's 6 total sheets of these patterns, okay? They are not stickers, Gail. They are not. But one of the nice things about it is when you flip it over, it's white, and you can brayer this or sponge it and make it any color that you want, okay, for your card. They come connected. I think I already told you that. But once you pick them up, they tend to kind of fall out of the frame. And so what I've done is I've just stacked them all together, just like this, so that they'll stay nice and flat and not get wrinkled. And then I take one of their clear envelopes and I put them in here, and this is how I store them, okay? So that's a tip for you as far as storage goes, all right? Because they do want to fall out. I think I have shown you everything that's in the suite. And so now I'm going to show you some card samples, okay? So this card sample right here is cased from the catalog. And for any of you who you may not know the acronym CASE, C-A-S-E, and that means copy and share everything. And this card is in the annual catalog. And this was also my Monday blog post. All right. Yes, Carol, you are right. You could take the gold foil sheets, cover the card front for a super quick card. You are absolutely right about that. It will make a really quick card. So if you all get a chance, visit my blog, all right? This was on the Monday post, and it has a supply list, and it has measurements for this card. All the work is done for you. All you have to do is follow the measurements and put it together, okay? Thank you, Carol. I just love the gold hoop. I'm just really into those. So this was Monday. This is Tuesday's card for this week. So you can go to my blog and look up Tuesday, June 30th, and you're going to find this card. What do you think of this designer paper? It's awesome, isn't it? It's so beautiful. And then I put some greenery and some of the brass foil behind that. Measurements over on my blog with description on how to put it together, okay? Look at that designer paper. Isn't that beautiful? Just look, this paper is just so rich. I love it. Now this is going to be on my blog tomorrow. So you're getting a sneak peek, okay? So again, there's another hoop. I can't stay away from it. And then these little gems we used last week, and they're from the Flowers for Every Season suite. And then I've added those little brass accents, and then I stamped these greenery pieces and cut them out with the dies. Now tomorrow on my blog, there's going to be measurements for this and a supply list. So you can head over there tomorrow. So if you were to pick up this entire suite in my online store, or if you're a demonstrator and already have it, if you visit my blog, that's going to give you 5 or 6 cards for this one suite, okay? So, yeah, so Toddy, I'm glad. Toddy's on my team. She's one of my team members, and she wanted to see this video before making up her mind about the suite. Yeah, I know. It's really, really nice. So y'all have to head to my blog to case those cards, okay? Because the work's been done for you. All you have to do is go over there and look at the supply list and the measurements, okay? All right. Here's some other quick cards that haven't made it on my blog yet, but I believe they will this week. These are stamped, and I've used Garden Green ink, Pear Pizzazz, and then the little dots are shaded spruce. All right. And so this is basically the very same card. All right. I put a little twine on that one, and this one doesn't have it. And then this one is super easy. I just wanted to showcase some of that designer paper. And oh, by the way, there's that weave. See that ribbon that I'm out of that I wanted to show you? Isn't that pretty? So really awesome paper. So I highly recommend it. I could work on this for 3 weeks. Margaret says, I did not want to like this. I'm sorry, Margaret. I didn't either. When I first saw it in the catalog, I thought, it's okay. And then the more I looked at it, the more I kind of had to have it. I know, aren't the dots awesome? So that's that card. And I'll put measurements on my blog for that too. I actually might do a video for some of these simple cards, okay? So now we're going to play around with some of this product. And I'm going to, let's see, where do we want to start? You want to do the box first? Let's do the box. I am going to zoom in a little bit, okay? I am going to have to zoom back out because we are using the big shot tonight, but I'll zoom in for now. Put it on your list, girls. Put it on your list. I had this thought today when I was cutting paper for this little mini pizza box. I thought, you know what? Why don't I do it in gold instead of the white? So we're going to try it and see which one we like better. And I think we're going to like the gold because of that gold hoop. It's going to kind of bring it all together. So this is our mini pizza boxes, and they do come in Whisper White, and they also come in this gold color. And so the first thing I like to do with my boxes is to just kind of fold all those 4 lines, all right? Oh, I love it. Suzanne says, who is going to volunteer to take care of me when I'm old and have no more money because I spent it all on Stampin' Up? I know, I'm wondering the same thing, Suzanne, and I have a feeling we're all in the same boat, right? All right, so I'm going to bring these sides up, and I'm going to bring this over, and I'm going to snap it in. And you guys know that I love 3D stuff, so this is really just, you know, right up my alley here. All right, I'm just going to bring that in and just tuck in the sides and the top flap, okay? And so now we have our little gold box. All right. So now I'm going to pull out some supplies. And if you want, you can jot down these measurements. I'm going to take a quick sip of water. And I'm going to measure the designer paper for you. We do need a hotel for us Stampin' Up! Retirees. What a great idea. Okay, so ladies, if you're measuring your designer paper for the very top of your box, you're going to want to measure at 3.5 by 3.5, okay? So it is a square. Yes, you know what we'll do? We'll meet in the dining room when we're all retired, and I'll teach classes in the dining room. How does that sound? Okay, 2 options for you tonight for adhering this, okay? We're going to be adding this to the very top. You can use Tombow glue, and that gives you wiggle room to get it straight. And you can also use our Stampin' Seal Plus. This is super strong like tear and tape. You can also use tear and tape if you want, okay? So several options for adhering this. I'm going to go with Tombow because I can wiggle this around and get it totally straight. I don't really have wiggle room when I use the tear and tape or the Stampin' Seal Plus. All right. I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to lay this right on top here. And see what I mean by that wiggle room? I can move this around until I get it perfect. And it only takes a few minutes to dry, okay? I used to hate this stuff. When I first started stamping, I would get this glue all over myself, and I hated it, and it just took forever to get it off my skin, but I've worked with it for a while now, so it's not too bad. Yes, Carol, the World of Good paper, ladies, it is back. I ordered it today. So the World of Good designer paper is back in stock. No worries there. Also, if you like the mason jar domes, they are back in stock as well, okay? So that's something else you can add to your order, all right? So yeah, they're back, and I'm glad about that. Okay, so that's gonna be the top of our box. And then you're going to take a sheet of Whisper White, and this is going to measure 3 by 3 inches. Okay, let me make sure that's 3 inches. Now with this, we're actually going to emboss it, all right? And I'm using this folder to emboss it. You can use either one. So that's the one that I'm going to use, and I do want to show you the sandwich, okay? I've already embossed it, but I do want to show you the sandwich. Whoa, I have to pick it up. Okay, so this is the Big Shot platform, and if you have the older platform, open it to tab 1, okay? Just take tab 1, flip it over, okay? Then you're going to use a cutting pad, and then you're going to add your embossing folder and paper and another cutting pad. You're going to roll that through the Big Shot, and this is going to come out of it, okay? And that's what it's gonna look like when it comes out, okay? We'll go ahead and do the rest here, and then we'll be popping this up on top of the box, okay? Well, now we get to start with our gold hoop. So I've got some tips for you on this. If we look at the sample, you can see right here that I've got quite a bit covering up this hoop, okay? So this is where I can put glue dots on the hoop to attach it to the paper, and no one will ever know. So let me find my glue dots here. And I'm going to take the gold hoop, and I'm just going to rub that into the glue dot. I've got 2, all right? They're 2 glue dots. I'm going to position this in the center, and I'm also going to push it down, and now the glue dots are holding it right here, okay? Now, if you're not comfortable with that, you can add a few more glue dots. And I'll probably do that because much of this is going to get covered up. So I'll just put a glue dot there. And that's going to make it pretty stable, okay? Now, another thing you can do to make your gold hoop stable is to take some ribbon or twine. So I'm going to use the gold twine because I'm out of that weave ribbon that comes in the combo pack. That stuff was gorgeous. Just beautiful. All right. So this is going to be my bow on the wreath. You could do this now like I'm doing it, or you can do it later, okay? You can do it at the end after you've done the rest of the embellishing. All right, so now that glue dot is going to rest on the knot of that bow. And then I'm going to add it about right there. And guess what happens when I add that bow? It attaches to the gold hoop, just like that. So now I've made it even more secure. Now something else that I've used, and it does seem to work, that's Tombow glue. So you could squirt a little bit under the hoop, hold the hoop down a few minutes until it dries, and this works pretty well with it too. I have done that, okay? All right, so basically you want to put glue dots that are going to get covered up, okay? Glue dots to attach it, and then it'll get covered up. All right, I'm just like moving my camera around and everything. Okay, next. So our next piece actually comes from that gold foil. Hey Liz, welcome. Nice to have you tonight. Nice to have you, girl. All right. We're going to use this gold foil piece, okay? Remember those sheets that I just showed you? This is where this one comes from, okay? So you get 3 of these in the package, 1 on each sheet. So I'm actually going to use glue dots here, and I'm just going to attach the glue dot right in the center, okay? It's right there. You may not be able to see it. And then I'm going to position this like so. All right? So now that is holding on to the hoop as well. All right? Now the next thing is we're going to do a bit of stamping, and we're going to need to stamp 2 of these in shaded spruce, okay? Oh my gosh, I never thought of that, Carol. Carol says you could cut the hoop since half of it's not seen and use the second half for another card, and I never thought about that. You're right. If you do cut it, do not use your paper snips. You will ruin them, okay? So I guess get a wire cutter or something. I don't even know if paper snips would even cut the hoop, but don't use them or you will ruin them, okay? All right, so let's get out the shaded spruce right here. And what I like about this piece of greenery is we've got one headed this way, and then this is headed this way. So I like that they're both going in opposite directions. Isn't that pretty? Remember, it's not a solid image. It's got that variation in the leaves. So let me show you up close. Isn't that pretty? It's very pretty. Okay, so you all know I've already taken the time to cut those out, okay? And so we're going to attach these as well. And actually, I think we're popping these up. Is that what I'm doing with this one? I'm trying to think, what did I do on here? Actually, I don't think I will pop it up. I'm going to use glue dots again. All right. And I'm just going to put a glue dot on that stem. And I'm going to position this about right here. So I want some of that gold showing, okay? And then I've got this piece. And this one's going to go this way. And again, I've got that gold showing, okay? All right, I want to be able to see that. Okay, now, before we finish, I'm going to teach you a little trick, okay? Now, this might be an old trick, but I finally figured out how to do this myself. So, this is a banner. I know the variation of the leaves, it really is, Nancy. It just makes it just so beautiful, absolutely. All right, so I'm going to teach you a little trick for shortening your banners, okay? Now, this banner I created with soft seafoam cardstock, and this banner right here, and it's from Tasteful Labels, okay? By the way, be careful when you rub your fingers over these dies, because I have cut myself recently, actually, by rubbing my finger over a die. So be very careful about that. All right, so the word hello actually is in this stamp set, Forever Fern. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp hello over to the left a bit, okay? And boy, is that crooked. Okay, so we get to do it again, right? And let's see if I can make this any straighter. All right. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. Now, what I usually do when I'm stamping is to stamp first and then cut out. And you know what? That's kind of crooked too. So I'm going to do something else. Let's do it one more time because we are going to use the Big Shot and cut this out. All right. Okay. So now we've got hello. So I'm going to be bringing the Big Shot in, okay? And I am going to need this die to cut out the word hello. All right, let me put the handle this way. All right, and then I'm gonna zoom all the way out. Okay, great. All righty, because this is a pretty nifty trick. Now, I'm sorry, but this really is making my camera shake, so I am sorry about that. Okay, there's my word hello. I know the leaves are gorgeous, Rita. They really are. Now I'm gonna take my banner, and I'm actually gonna scoot my banner closer to the letter H, all right? You see that? So it's closer on this side, okay? I'm going to put the cutting pad on top. And I'm gonna roll this through. All right. And so this is what I have, okay? So it's not centered, is it? So I'm gonna show you how to shorten it. Are you ready for this? All right. I am actually going to lay this banner right on top. All right. It's kind of hard for me to do because I am sitting down and I'm not standing directly over this. Maybe I will try to stand up. Okay, so what I'm doing is, I think that'll work. Let's see. I'm gonna slide it back some. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like that, okay? And I'm gonna shorten the banner. So I'm gonna put this on top. And I'm gonna roll it through. Here we are. It's cut this off. And I have a shorter banner. What do you think? Isn't that cool? Now while I'm at it, I'm gonna need one of these for one of the little cards. And so I'm gonna shorten this one too. So I'm gonna go over here. And the neat thing about the banner is you can actually feel the die on top the cardstock. It kind of fits in those little stitched holes, okay? Isn't that cool? Now, this trick has probably been around forever, but I just happened to be playing around with it one day and I figured that out on my own. So look, I shortened it again. And we're gonna need both of those. All right, now I can move the Big Shot out of the way. Okay, we're gonna bring our box back in and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop it up. And let's see, do I have regular size dimensionals? Yes. So we'll pop this one up. I know, Suzanne, I had never thought of it either until recently. I thought, can I make that banner shorter? Because sometimes, let's face it, sometimes our banner dies are too long for the word, right? And honestly, it's really not that hard to do, especially when it's stitched, because the die stitching fits right back into place. So it's pretty cool. All right. I think I've peeled all of that off. We're going to center this. And again, I stand up and stamp. And so when I do Wednesday nights, I sit down and I feel like I can't quite see over the project. So let me see if I can get this straight. Somebody is going home with this beautiful box tonight, but you have to be sure to comment, okay? Oh, yes, you can make them longer, Linda. I don't know that I've tried it, but I do understand the concept. So I'm going to have to practice that one, okay? So that I'm not too sure. All right, so here's our hello, and we're going to pop this one up. And I need one more, don't I? One more. And then I'm gonna add that hello right across here. And it covers up all those little gap areas, okay? So that's the outside of your box. So do you like it in the gold or the white? What are you thinking? I actually like them both, to be quite honest. I think they both look good. Okay, yeah, the gold is nice. All right, well, let's make some cards, okay? So we'll go ahead and we're gonna start with this card first. Now, these came together very quickly because I just used some designer paper and some greenery, okay? So this is gonna be the first one we make, and I am gonna give you measurements. So the first measurement is for your note card base. It's 3 inches by 6 inches, and then you score at 3 inches, okay? Yeah, the gold is really nice for Christmas time. You're absolutely right. Okay, so that's our first card. So let me find the supplies that go with it. I think this is it. And the 3x3 envelopes we do sell in our annual catalog, okay? Get all my little supplies out here. We're gonna start with these 2 pieces right here, okay? Now this is shaded, actually this is Pretty Peacock. It is not shaded spruce, okay? So, Pretty Peacock. Thank you, Tina. You're welcome to case it, Tina. Anybody's welcome to copy these cards. So your Pretty Peacock cardstock is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, okay? And then this one, your designer paper, is gonna be 2 1/2 by 2 1/2, okay? And that's for all 3 cards. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna bring out my stamp and seal here. All right. And, you know, like I've told you before, this thing doesn't make any noise, and so I always have to make sure that the tape is coming out. Okay, so that's what, see how sticky that is? All right, and so we're just gonna center this, just like this, and then, whoops, we're gonna add some more adhesive right along here. Now I am pushing pretty hard with the stamp and seal, and it's probably because I am on a folding table and not a wood surface, okay? So that probably has a lot to do with it. All right, so let's go ahead and we're just going to center this, okay? Just like that. And then I'm gonna give you another tip for you to use when you're creating cards. I'm gonna zoom out real quick. So when you're creating cards, I will take the dies, like these dies right here, okay, that don't have stamped images, and I will cut out this greenery in all the coordinating colors, all the pieces. So I'll do all of it in shaded spruce, I'll do it in garden green, pear pizzazz, soft seafoam, just jade, garden green, okay? Those are all the coordinating colors. And then when I get ready to design cards, those pieces are already cut out for me. And I can try the different colors with the layout because everything is cut out in those colors. Does that make sense? And then what I do is those extra card pieces, I put them in a bag, and this is a this bag is from a package of Stampin' Dimensionals. So I just saved that bag. But these are all those die cut pieces. So when I'm designing, I can just pull colors and start layering things to see what I like, okay? All right, so now we're gonna use some shaded spruce, okay? And here's this one. Now, if you look at this and look at this card, this is a whole lot shorter than this. And so what I do here is, I'm moving everything. I can actually go in and I can cut some of this out. Whoops, so I'll clip that. Now I've got to clip this, and then I've got to clip this one, okay? And so now I can attach that and it will work on the card, okay? Now, I'm gonna keep this because I bet I can use this for something else, and then this will go in the package, okay? And then I usually keep this package with the stamp set. If it will fit inside the stamp, the stamp set case, that is where I put it, okay? And so next time I make a card, well, I've got everything I need for it, right? Okay, I am just going to put a few dabs of Tombow here to attach this. This is really too hard to use Stampin' Seal. I think it would just probably be a mess. I don't know how you would do that. All right. And then I'm gonna bring this over and I'm gonna put this about right here. Okay, there we go. All right, now, remember me telling you that the dies will cut out some of the designer papers? This is cut out from designer paper, okay? And so instead of stamping, I just cut it out with the designer paper. I'm gonna add a glue dot, and I'm probably gonna put that about right there. Okay, so that's where that one's gonna go. Let's see, so this leaf right here, Laura, is shaded spruce, okay? And now we're getting ready to add Pretty Peacock, okay? So this, look at this little greenery piece. Isn't this fun? This is Pretty Peacock. Maybe I'll turn my light over a little bit more. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cut it in half, just like that, okay? And I think I'll use a glue dot because it's quick, right? And I am going to kind of tuck that in. Let's see, I'll put it right there, okay? So I'm kind of layering things, and I'm zooming in. It's probably hard for you to see with all the different greens, so I'll hold it up to the camera in a second. I'll put that one there. So this is what I have so far, okay? I've got my shaded spruce. These guys here are Pretty Peacock. And then this was cut from the designer paper. And now I am going to add some words. Now you can do this, is also in the Forever Fern set, okay? So I'm pulling out some soft seafoam, and I'm actually going to use this new banner punch, okay? And I'm going to use this end right here. And so to use that, I'm going to insert this as far as it will go. I just need to get it right in that track and push, and that's my end. And then I'm going to do the same thing again, just fit it right in the guide. There we go. Whoops, I didn't do that right, did I? It must have slipped. Let's do another one. And I think this is the 1/2 inch. All right, so I'm putting it in the guide. There we go. And now we'll try it again. I don't think I had it in far enough the last time. And there we go. All right. Okay, so we're gonna stamp. So I need Shaded Spruce again. I could also stamp this in Pretty Peacock. Okay, so either one. And let's see. Hopefully that is gonna work. If it doesn't, we'll do it again. There we go. And then I am actually going to pop this up on top of the greenery, okay? And so I'll probably put it about right there, I think. Okay, and that's our first little card. And then we're going to take the envelope and we're going to take, this is just scrap paper, okay? And the scrap is measuring 4 inches, but it could be a lot shorter. It could be like 3 1/4 if you wanted. And then it's about 1 5/8. And I think it's gonna cover this. Yes, it will cover it. So I'm gonna add my stamp and seal along here. And then I'm gonna add my designer paper. Again, this was just a scrap piece, okay? Oh, thanks, Mary Kay. I'm so glad you like them. The words are inked in Shaded Spruce, and the cardstock is soft seafoam. All right, great question, Laura. All right, and then I'm just trimming that, okay? And then we've got our first card. Toddy said I convinced her on the set. All right, Toddy, you better get it ordered, girl. You better. All right, so that's our first little card that we will put in there, okay? All right. All right, let me move that one out of the way. Now, our next one, we're using that shortened banner again. Remember the trick that we learned with the Big Shot? So I'm gonna bring this one over and these 2 pieces. You know, and the other thing about cutting the dies and all the coordinating colors, it makes card making go quicker because you're not stopping to go and cut one color in Shaded Spruce because you've got it in all of the colors, right? So it will save you time when you are designing a card. All right. And this just gets centered. I love this piece of paper too. Oh my gosh, this stuff is so yummy. All right. And let's go ahead and put the stamp and seal on this. There goes my placemat all over the place. Whew, I am crooked. All right, now let's go ahead and get this centered. All right, right here. Thank you, Carol and Toddy. I am so glad you like it. Yeah, that's how I do the envelopes. That's all I do. Toddy, that's all you do to your envelopes. And, you know, get that scrap paper out because a lot of times you can use your scraps, your leftover scraps. All right, let's see. This is our greenery this time, and this is in Pretty Peacock. All right, and I could use glue dots on the back of this. I can use Tombow on the back of this. Okay. Just enough to attach it. All right, and then this one's going to go about right here in the center. Okay. All right, so there's that one. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I have to put all my little, these pieces are so little that I have to put them in little bags or I lose them. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, so for these little guys, all right, you actually get 4 of these dies in the set. So you can cut 4 of these little guys at the same time, okay? Now I'm going to use glue dots on these. And by the way, this is the brass foil, okay? It's actually not gold. It is brass, but it is just, it's just really, really pretty. I'm just going to kind of layer that there. And whoops, and we'll put one over here. And then look, I've got 2 in shaded spruce, so we're gonna layer them up here too. Okay, that one is stuck to my thumb. Whoops, here's the other one. All right, and look, I love this little greenery piece. I don't know what it's called, but I love it. I've already cut it in half, okay? It comes, you know, as one piece, and then you can cut it in half if you want, or you can just kind of leave it. I'm gonna tuck this in about right there, okay? And this is, it's probably hard for you to see, and I apologize for that. All right, so I had a hello that was shortened. Here it is, right here. And we're gonna pop this one up. So let's see if I can find, there we go. All right, and I'm gonna pop this up about right here to kind of cover up those glue dots. All right. And so that is our second one. Like you might even want, I think a second dimensional would be good. All right, so that's the second one. Here we are, scrap paper, okay? So we need our seal. So how many of you have tried the new Stampin' Seal? Oh, it would be nice for St. Patty's Day. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to, well, remember that, right? For next March. If I can remember that, that'll be tough. So has anyone else tried Stampin' Seal? I know some of you probably haven't had a chance to get it. All right, and I'm just trimming right around there. There we go. And yeah, this is the one that I just did. And we're gonna add this to the box as well. All right, we just have one more to do. All right, let's see what that last one looks like. Here it is, right here. This is kind of one of my favorites. Look at this pretty paper. The paper is so pretty. All right, so let's see where we are. Again, we've got our layer. Now, the layer for this is going to be shaded spruce, and then we've got the designer paper, okay? So, love this paper. All right, so have I sold anyone on the gold hoops? Everybody like the gold hoops? Aren't they fun? All right, I'm trying to center this. There we go. I know, I'm getting used to the seal too. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get some snail on here. I said snail and it's seal. All right, and then here's our card base, same measurements. I love this piece of paper. And then we're gonna center this. Okay, and then look at this piece of greenery. Isn't this pretty? This is Pretty Peacock. That's the cardstock color, okay? And I'll put some Tombow here. And that should do it. And then I'll pick this up. Now this is actually gonna lay right over here, okay, on this side. All right. And then this shape right here, this is also from Tasteful Labels, and this is a new die set, okay? Oh, good, Mary Kay. I'm so glad that you like the hoops. That's good. Yep, I know. Hoops are awesome. All right. And so our words here: to a friend that makes me smile. I'm not even in view for you all to see what I'm doing. All right. So that's our die there. This is going to get popped up. And we'll add it about right there. And then I did cut one of these little brass pieces. See if I can get some Tombow on here. All right. I know y'all can't see that because I can hardly see it. And then I'm going to add this little guy right over here. Okay, so I'll add that there. This is that brass foil, by the way. It is so pretty. It almost looks gold, but the finish is different. It really is. All right, so one more flap, and then we're gonna have a winner. So ladies, if you haven't commented tonight and you'd like to take home this mini pizza box and note cards, it's time to comment so that your name will be in the drawing, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and trim this one. Let me know what you liked about tonight's class or what product you liked. Let's see, so the World of Good designer paper is back in stock, and the mason jar shaker domes that we used last Wednesday night, they are back in stock, okay? I don't know how many are in the warehouse and how long. They've been extremely popular. So there's our last card. What do you think?